You're listening to Fight Night, a podcast where me and my best friend Ashley argue about anything and everything we can get our grubby little hands on. I'm Chippernat. Sound off in the comments on YouTube or in the reviews on our podcast platforms. Let us know which side you're on. Thank you for being here, and let's fight.
Hello, you guys. Oh, are you ready?
I'm ready. Go for it.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Chippernat channel. I'm Nat. This is
Ashley. Hi.
Ashley, my best friend Ashley. Welcome to Fight Night. Get ready to, get violent, I guess. Should that be our catchphrase?
Get violent.
I don't know.
I'm not with you. I cannot throw hands with you right now.
That's fair. We gotta film in person for that.
Otherwise, I would.
That'll be a bonus episode of Fight Night when we actually fight in person.
True.
We
she
can
has
go to like a
bronchitis
boxing
right now.
That's true. Yep. So I would not be a worthy opponent. You'd kick my ass. You heard it here first. But this is Fight Night. This is our twice a month, bi-weekly. Bi-weekly is twice a week.
Yeah,
bi-monthly.
we're not doing this twice a week.
Yeah. This is our bi-monthly podcast where we come together and just fight about things for fun. Because that's our love language. Our friendship is built on conflict.
Hey guys, Nat here. Just wanted to jump in super quick and let you all know that I'm so sorry for my awful audio during this episode of Fight Night. It was my first time ever recording with my laptop audio, so we're getting it figured out. It's a little, working out the kinks. It's new. Please bear with me. The laughs in this episode are absolutely worth it. And I will see you in a couple weeks for the next Fight Night, sounding much better.
Before I introduce the topic for this week's episode, I did a podcast with my cousin a few years back called Virgin Views. You should still be able to find it on podcast platforms, I think. But we would just go watch a random episode of a TV show. We'd just start in the middle. And I used to ask her at the beginning of every show what her history was with the show. So, Ashley, what is your history with fighting others? Do you have any examples from this past week or the last couple weeks?
Oh my gosh. Wow. Most recently, I fought with my fiance for my right to bite him.
Okay. How did that go?
Really poorly. Just kidding. It went really well. Because we decided that he does not want me to bite him, and I decided I will anyways.
Okay. So you got a little win-win scenario going on. Some conflict resolution skills. Love to see it.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Okay. And I also fought with my little sister because she likes to stay in her room all the time when I go visit my parents. But I quite literally dragged her out of bed and down the stairs, so I think I won.
That's brutal, Ashley. What did she do to deserve that? Poor Allie.
What do you mean? She literally was like avoiding me. I was like, I'm not here that often. Like, come spend time with me. I'm your sister. I love you. Hello. But she's always just like, no, I want to stay in my room. And I'm like, you were so boring.
Yeah, she's kind of like that. She's got a little hermit mode going on.
Yeah. And listen.
Unless I bring my dog over.
It's true. And listen, she can be a hermit, just not while I'm there visiting. Like, come on.
No fair. Well, justice for Allie, justice for Ashley. And with that, we will get into today's topic.
I'm currently taking off gel nails, so
hot.
I'll be doing that.
Sexy Fight Night activities.
Oh my gosh.
We encourage you all to join Ashley in taking off your gel nails as well if you're watching this.
But doing it properly. Don't pick it off, okay? I know it's tempting. Don't do it. It's so bad for you. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Natalie.
I've never done that. And if you're someone who doesn't have gel nails, what can they do instead, Ashley, to feel at one with you in this moment?
Just treat them well. If you bite them, maybe like put a little bit of nail strengthener on them or a little bit of cuticle oil,
Okay.
File them, give them a little bit of love.
Okay, all right. You heard it here first.
It's good to have nice nails. It just gives you a little oomph. They don't have to be painted. You don't have to get gel or acrylics. You just have to, keep them tidy.
Yes, that's actually very true. Maybe we'll fight about nails sometime.
Oh, okay.
And my abhorrent nail care routine.
But nails galore.
Today's topic for Fight Night is something that we stumbled upon in our Scary Roblox Games video, which is the fact that I Well, okay. Ashley, would you
You
like to
would
explain today's topic?
Okay, in any sort of like world-ending dystopian apocalyptic scenario, Natalie would just choose to die instead of like fight to survive. And I don't get it because honestly, like I would fight for her to survive. I would be dragging her around and she'd be like, "Oh, let me die." And I'd be like, "No, never." She's my emotional support, Natalie. So, um if she died during an apocalypse, I would still fight to survive, but I would be like significantly less motivated.
Okay, I don't think I knew that part of this topic, which is that my survival motivates your survival.
Yeah, well, like you gotta have a friend in the apocalypse.
No, that's fair.
Like, what am I supposed to do without a friend?
No, true. Actually, we would have to create a whole ass squad.
Oh.
Who would our apocalypse squad be?
You, me, obviously.
Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Yeah, yeah. He'd be really strong, he could help us like build a shelter.
Your brother can find a different squad. I want
Yeah.
The Rock.
I don't know. I feel like my brother, because here's the thing, my brother's in the military. For those who don't know, he's an army man, war enthusiast, and I feel like I don't know, having someone with some military experience would probably be good against like zombies. Maybe not as good against like dinosaurs in a Jurassic Park situation, but like effective against zombies.
No, true. That's
He's got
okay.
some gun skills.
That's fair. We could just steal his guns and run to find Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
That's cool, but I don't know how to shoot a gun. Does Dwayne The Rock Johnson know how to shoot a gun?
I
You
actually
think
was
he
tempted
knows?
just now to Google if he's ever been in the military, so I'm gonna I'm gonna do that.
I feel like the answer is no. Like he's always just been a wrestler actor. I guess he could wrestle the zombies.
Wrestler, I forgot about that.
Yeah, he can always just, a little 1-2 bah.
Johnson himself is not a veteran, but he has a history of working with the Pentagon.
What?
I don't. He has recorded holiday greeting videos for overseas service members and performed concerts for the troops, which I guess for now counts as working with the Pentagon.
Performed concerts. Does he sing? I mean, like Moana, but I think that's the only time I've ever heard him sing.
Dwayne The
Like,
Rock Johnson concert. Not Dwayne Johnson. I don't know who that is.
not The Rock Johnson. That's for sure.
So many pictures of him actually like on stage.
Wait, what?
What is this?
Are we just too young to know about this part of his career?
This looks like him now, Ashley. Look at that.
I don't know.
Oh, this is
Oh, no,
lip sync battle.
Okay, well, that's different. That's like,
This is him performing an Elvis song for the troops.
oh my gosh. Wow. With the outfit and everything.
Yeah, he had a get up. Okay, so I think the first time we discovered this philosophy of mine was when we were watching Hush. Was that the first time? Or did we watch Hush or Annihilation first?
We watched Hush first.
Okay.
Because in Annihilation, I was like, listen, this is like a completely different war zone. Would you still die? And then you said, yes, I would let the bear maul me.
Okay, so let me explain myself for a moment, okay? Because Ashley makes me sound like a lunatic.
Because you are. What do you mean? I don't have to
So
do anything.
So we were watching Hush, and Hush is about this deaf woman who this serial killer sneaks into her house. There's a horrible scene with a hand that Ashley likes to sometimes recreate for me. It's
Occasionally.
horrific. And it scarred me for life. But in that movie, she is like fighting this guy for, I think we have 15 minutes of peace at the beginning. And then the other hour and 15 minutes of the movie is her fending off this killer. And it's a great movie. Everyone go check it out. 10 out of 10.
It is really good.
But I was just sitting here watching her do this. There's one point where she has gets hit by a crossbow arrow in her leg. She's like limping around. She's trying to, rig the crossbow herself, and she's hurting her hands and scraping herself up. And the killer lowers into the bathtub behind her.
No, it's a scene. It's a scene.
I just at that point was like, when do you just say, I'm good? When do you just say, you can kill me? I don't know. She must have had a lot to live for. Because I feel like that's just okay. And then Annihilation, there's this big bear with a skeleton face, and he can like mimic people's voices. Very cool. Very eerie.
I thought it was like only people that it had killed though.
Maybe that might be true.
Okay.
I don't I don't
Hey, wait,
remember.
hang on. Let me see if I can look it up.
Yeah, fact check. Resident fact
Check.
checker.
Annihilation bear. Okay, so the bear like goes for the throat specifically because when it ripped out one of the
The
girls.
nails.
Do you like them?
I love
So-
the ring. The ring girl. Oh my God.
So
Beyonce,
it
by the
says,
way.
when the bear ripped out one of the girl's throats, it ingested her cells and genetic makeup, causing her vocal cords to merge with that of the bear. So each time the creature opens its mouth, its growls mix with her dying cries for help.
That is so horrific. That's
I
so
think
much
kind of like
worse.
infinitely worse, but
That's
why
so
would I
much worse
submit?
than what we thought.
Why would I subject myself to that? That's what I'm saying. Is like, why would you not fight tooth and nail against that? Because that's awful. Like, you are just sitting there hearing like the dying screams of your friends mixed with these like weird bearish growls. So why would you not fight for your life to like avoid that fate? Like having my throat ripped out by a bear? No, absolutely not.
That's a hot take. That's a hot take if I've ever heard one.
So you would just let the bear rip your throat out?
Absolutely no. So here's the thing. Here's the thing that I was thinking during that scene, and the thing that I brought up is this girl gets fucking mauled, right? She's sitting in this chair. It comes up behind her, starts ripping at her throat, pulls her into the forest, and she's still kicking and screaming. That's my problem.
Okay.
It's like in
The
that
kicking and screaming, you
position-
just would like be chill. You'd be like, oh, thanks, take me away.
Yeah. The peace of death, Ashley, the peace of the big sleep at
I'm
the
sorry,
hands
what's
of...
peaceful about getting dragged away by a bear?
No, okay, so...
Like a weird, like not even bear, like a skeleton bear, like a weird, like uncanny valley, like stuff of nightmares bear.
Stuff of nightmares bear.
Yeah.
I think, okay, it is fair that she probably was having, like, obviously, like, fight response, right? But my
One
thought
you
then
don't have, I guess.
was just like, apparently, I was just like, why don't you just, like, you're dead, you're dead. Like, are you trying? I guess I get, like, screaming, but, like,
Mhm.
trying to push it off of you and stuff, I was like, girlfriend, it's over. It's been over.
So let me get this straight. A bear is gripping you by the like back of your neck, whatever, back of your shirt. I don't know.
Okay.
It has you in its grasp. You're just gonna chill. You're gonna be like, all right, see you later, guys. Or just kidding, see you
No.
never, guys. Bye.
Well, she was like underneath it. Like as it's ripping her throat out, she's like kicking and stuff. I feel like
Okay,
I'm losing this
but
fight.
let's say even if you'd accepted that, would that not be like incredibly painful and scary? Like you would be like kicking against it and crying out too. Like there are ways to succumb to death that are, you know, like peaceful and you don't make any noise. Okay. But like something literally tearing out your flesh, your throat, your vocal cords, that's bloody, that's gruesome, that's got to be really painful. Like you wouldn't die immediately from that. Like that would be like an experience. You know, you would be like scared and bleeding out and alone and knowing that like once its teeth sunk in, there was nothing you could do. Is that not a little horrifying? Is that not something where like maybe instinctually you would fight back against that, whether or not you had already accepted death?
Listen, I think to test this scenario, we need
a bear
to create. Yeah. We need to put me in immediate physical danger to see how I respond. I need someone in your family, someone in your home, someone in your life. I don't care.
Okay.
I'm not going to find them. The burden of proof is on you at this point. But I need them to dress up as the Annihilation Bear.
Okay.
I need them to approach me, and we got to see how it goes from there.
Okay. Where am I gonna find an Annihilation Bear costume?
Let's see.
That's like, you know, realistic enough, because like we could put on a little bear onesie and then like a skeleton mask or something, but like that's not gonna do it.
That would be horrifying. That would definitely trigger my fight or flight for sure. Okay, Annihilation Bear costume.
I was gonna say, who else is looking for a costume that's, oh my gosh.
I just need them to wheel up to me.
How much is that? How much is that?
That is a good question. Let's see.
I feel like that would be a little pricey. You know, like how much do you want to spend? Like how much is your, you know, this test of your response worth to you?
Can you just ask your really rich boss if she'd be willing to fund this experiment?
She would not. 100% she would not. Not even a question. She would think it was something demonic, actually. She's a little, you know, more concerned.
Wow.
She would be like, absolutely not. That does not invite the spirit into my home. And I'd be like, okay, yes, ma'am. Sorry for asking.
Sorry for asking. All right. Well, I wasn't able to find a price on that. I think whoever made it is not selling it. It's obviously their pride and joy. But are there any other movies that I have reacted that way during?
Wait, okay, listen. I have a question. Warm Bodies is like your absolute favorite movie.
I
Maybe
do
not
love
like
that
absolute
movie.
favorite, but it's definitely in your top 5.
Up there.
What would you do in that scenario where like, there were zombies, but there were also real living people, but you found out you could love the zombies back to being human?
Okay, so we're assuming that I've survived that far.
Yeah. Like
Okay.
because here's the thing, let's assume that the only reason you survived that long is because like I dragged us to like one of those communes, like a safe place, like there are
Yeah.
only humans here, because
Okay.
obviously you weren't going to do it for yourself,
Uh-huh.
Okay. Would you just be like, listen, if zombies break in, I am just walking right up to one and saying like, bite me right here, man, or like, or
So, okay, in
like
this
what happens there?
in this scenario, we know that zombies can be cured by love.
Okay, yeah.
Do we know this already? Okay. Then I would seduce all the zombies, Ashley.
Oh my gosh.
That's this scenario plays on my strengths.
Right.
My greatest survival strength.
Okay.
Is that what you want? Is that a good enough answer for you?
My greatest survival strength, flirting.
Listen, if I must flirt with the dead.
I was just really unprepared for that response. Because I think I would be like a little skeptical without proof, because that in and of itself is a little bit of a wild storyline, of just
Yeah.
like, oh, if you love a zombie, it'll come back to life, Like the virus disappears with the power of love. Like,
But if zombies are breaking in,
mhm.
like if our commune thing is being raided by zombies, then I might as well try. Isn't that your whole shtick in this fight?
Fair,
That I
fair.
should maybe make an effort.
Okay, well, let's say you don't know. Let's say we don't know. We're still in this stage where like there is no cure. Oh no, we don't know what to do, and zombies break in. Like, are you gonna stand behind me while like I have the gun and I'm like blah, 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 or are you gonna just like be like, Ashley, it's been nice. I will see you on the other side.
I'm
Like,
honestly impressed that I've made it this far in this scenario. This
again,
feels
in this scenario, you've only made it this far because I forced you to live. I didn't give you a choice.
because I was gonna say when you brought up warm bodies that I really resonate with R. Like I would just if I were in the movie Warm Bodies, I would not be Julie. I would be the already zombified person.
Okay, fair enough. Fair
I want
enough.
to make that clear. But
Okay.
if we didn't know that they would be cured by love,
Mhm.
I don't know. I guess maybe I'd fight.
I guess maybe.
I wouldn't be bad at it.
I'm not convinced. You're like, oh, I guess so. Maybe I'd fight for my life. I don't know.
Well,
Girl.
I listen, this is the crux of the issue. Should we get a third party in here that can help us
Hmm.
resolve our problems?
You know what? I would call one of my roommates in, but literally none of them are home. It is just me here.
No, okay. So I actually think that if I put forth an effort, I would be a good survivalist.
Okay.
What do you think? Do you
I
agree?
think yes, because you do a lot of things out of like sheer will and spite. And so like I think if you channeled that energy into surviving, you would survive for a while. Like I think
Yeah.
I think you'd be good at it because like you are resourceful, and I think that you do have a lot of strengths that would come through in an apocalyptic or like dystopian scenario.
Thank
So like
you.
I think you would be good at it if you wanted to put forth the effort. And I think in the beginning you might. It's just one of those things where you're like, okay, well, the human population is dwindling.
Yes.
Like, what are my motivations to stay alive? And then you'll just be like, nope, I have none. Goodbye.
I was literally going to say it depends on how far into the story we are. How far into the scenario are we? Are we like
Well, like,
last few seasons of The Walking Dead where like there are a few of us left?
no,
I
that's
haven't
fair.
seen
I've,
that
I've
show. Is
never
that
seen
how
The
it
Walking
goes?
Dead, so I can't like confirm. But
No, same. We're
oh,
two
okay.
uneducated girlies.
Two uneducated girlies. Oh, we're so good at this.
Yeah, it depends on how far into the story we are
Okay.
on if I'm going to survive. So what are the other scenarios that you think of?
Okay, what about like a Hunger Games scenario? What would you do there?
It's 24 people, 23 people
Yeah.
trying to kill me?
Yeah, like what are you doing?
Dying, I guess.
Okay.
Okay. I do
Jeez.
I agree with you. Like, I think I have some skills that would be useful. And honestly, my fight response is a little out of control sometimes. But
I'd agree.
especially in the Hunger Games world, like, is there a point? Well, okay, am I a career?
Oh, well,
What district am
okay.
I from?
Okay, you know what? Let's say for the sake of this argument, you are a career.
What are the career districts again? I'm gonna look them up.
I think they're like 1 through 4.
And you have to tell me which ones I would be in.
Oh my gosh.
1, 2, and 4 are the careers. And let's see, what are they?
I forget what all of the districts are, honestly.
Let's see, what are the Hunger Games about? Okay, so what each district is known for explained. Okay, here we go.
Okay,
So
perfect.
District 1 is jewelry and luxury items.
Mm,
District 2 is masonry and weapons manufacturing. And District 4 is fishing.
okay. Here's the thing is, you may not always show it, but I think like just internally and sometimes externally, you are like hot goth girlfriend and you would be in masonry and weaponry, okay?
I like that answer. I like that answer a lot, Ashley. Thank you.
You know, like
Okay.
you're out there you're out there training and you're like throwing knives at a dummy and like your
Yes, hell
platform
yes.
Doc Martens and like a leather jacket and you look back to the camera and you're like, fear me, you know, like you
Can I
don't
show
say
you?
that, but
Can
it's
I
in
show
your
you my
eyes.
outfit right now?
Oh my gosh, yeah. See, like you're wearing black right now,
This
and with like
fits.
the winged
So this is
eyeliner.
my California sweatshirt. My chair is so close to this, I often hit it. So I'm just gonna
Ooh,
slide out of frame for a second.
okay, fair.
And then look, I have these gray leggings,
Oh
right?
wow.
There they are.
Yeah.
And then look at my shoes. You hit the nail
With
on the head,
with
Ashley.
the studs. Listen. Like, I'm just saying, I think, oh,
I'm causing mayhem.
got a little too excited about
Have you
being a
seen those
career.
Allstate commercials where the guy is causing mayhem?
Yes.
Because
You
I'm the
are
Allstate guy right now.
you are him.
I need to ensure my YouTube background with Allstate. Not sponsored.
Yeah,
So,
I think like you are very much weaponry, masonry, like you would grow up like intricately knowing weapons and how to use them, you know, and you'd receive
okay.
all the training for that. And I don't know for certain that you would win the Hunger Games, but I feel like you would survive for a long time based on your like knowledge of weapons and how to use them alone. Like you would
Okay.
make it to the cornucopia to get like your throwing knives or whatever, you know, or like a bow and arrow, whatever else, right? Like you would
Yeah.
make it to the cornucopia to get your
Sick.
weapons, and then you would make it out of the cornucopia with your weapons.
That's important. Lots of
Mhm.
people die at the cornucopia.
Yeah,
For all of
exactly.
you who don't know Hunger Games lore, the cornucopia is dangerous.
Yeah. And if you don't know Hunger Games lore, where have you been?
No,
But
literally.
But I feel like you would at least survive the initial bloodbath and then
Okay.
survive for a few days afterwards. You would likely make a pact or make a pact with the careers. You know,
Right. My
you guys
people.
would, yeah, be like buddy for the time being. Like you definitely
Yes.
would be one of those careers who was like laughing along like it was a sport and it was fun and all like in good games, like in jest, like, oh my gosh, we're hunting together.
Yeah.
Um,
No, that's what I
but
was gonna say.
yeah.
Is that like if I'm a career, then the scenario shifts because then I kind of have like an upper hand, you know, and I've been spending my whole life
Okay,
training
but
for
but if
this.
you don't have an upper hand, you know, like Katniss didn't really have
Then
an
I
upper hand
become
other than
discouraged.
like knowing how to use a bow and arrow. And even then
Yeah.
she didn't get to the bow and arrow immediately. She had to like get it off a dead career. So like in that scenario where like you come from a poor district and you're like, I know how to use this weapon, but I won't survive the initial bloodbath to go get the weapon from the cornucopia. Like,
Okay,
would you
so
just like let yourself be hunted and be like, I'm here, please kill me, or would you at least like try?
no, because I think that I fear death.
Okay.
But I fear, like, I don't know, like if it seems avoidable, I'll fight it, you
Okay.
know? So if I feel
Mhm.
like maybe in this scenario, I could maybe sort of survive longer.
Okay.
I honestly, do they have guns or any kind of thing that I could use to hurt myself before I enter the Hunger Games?
I don't know that you would have access to guns before the
Yeah,
Hunger Games. Maybe if you were a career, you would, because you
that
know you'd be
changes
like
things.
training with that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But in that
like
scenario,
before,
I'm very confident. In that scenario, it's a
yeah,
competition. But I will
yeah.
say, if I'm from a lesser known, poorer district,
Mm-hmm.
then I also don't want to, like, I'm on camera. People are watching me.
Mm-hmm.
So I'd probably fight for at least a little bit just to look cool.
Okay.
So
Okay.
people
I
would
totally
think I'm the
thought
lamest
like
person in the Hunger Games ever.
I totally thought where you were going with that is like, but people are watching me and I don't want to be perceived, so I'm just gonna kill myself. Like, that's honestly where I thought you were going with that.
No, I can't look weak, Ashley, okay? I
Okay.
gotta at least try.
Okay.
But
That's
in
good.
like other apocalyptic scenarios,
Mm-hmm.
what's another one?
Where like there are no cameras.
Yeah,
Okay.
like
Jurassic
we
Park,
did
would you just let
zombies.
yourself would succumb to the dinosaurs?
Oh, which dinosaur? Which dinosaur is
Oh my
almost
gosh, you
teeny?
were making these scenarios so intricate. You're asking so much of me. I haven't even seen Jurassic Park, okay?
What?
Like I've never seen it all the way through. I
Mrs.
have
Where have you been?
Listen, I have
Okay.
seen a lot of clips of
Uh-huh.
different like Jurassic movies or like if they've been on, like at nighttime when you're flipping through the channels. Like, yeah, I've never watched one all the way through, but I like know enough.
Okay.
And
Well, here's
also
the thing.
dinosaurs
Also,
are
what?
so scary. Like the concept of getting eaten alive, that is terrifying. Like feeling
Yeah,
teeth crunch through your skin and there's nothing you can do about it. Gross.
pretty rough.
Yeah.
But like if it were a T-Rex, it would just step on me. Maybe. Maybe I could get stepped on.
Like if it's hunting you, I don't think it would step on you. I feel like it would like be really attuned to the fact that you were there.
So
Like,
my tactic is while the T-Rex is hunting someone else, I slip under its foot. Or I just hop in a Jeep and I get out.
okay, I like the second option a lot more. Like that is infinitely better. I'm perplexed. Perplexed. That's all.
Okay, in a Jurassic Park scenario, God, I mean, it's hard to say like, oh no, I don't care about surviving at all because obviously we have an instinct to survive, right?
Yes.
And in actual scenarios, like one time Ashley and I had a guy almost break into our hotel room and we
You
called
did.
911. I called 911 huddling in the bathroom. And like in that scenario, I was ready to shoot him 5 times. Like if I
True.
had
And
a gun.
we were dedicated to survival. We did put something up against the door and we
Yep.
did look for like ways to defend ourselves
Yes, I
if
was like,
this
I have a
guy
curling
chose.
iron I can plug in and make so hot.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So like we did do that. Like we were genuinely very scared of this guy.
Yeah, and I don't know if I told you about this, but Ricardo and I had a moment in California. Did I tell you someone stopped, like someone was
Yeah,
on
you did.
our Airbnb was on a really like remote street and someone followed us all the way to it through like this kind of countryside thing. And then when we
Parked like right
parked,
next to you.
they went around the corner.
Oh, okay.
And then I turned off the engine and I turned off the lights and I told Ricardo, I was like, get everything that you have right now before we get out. Like, I don't want to spend any time outside of the car getting stuff.
Right, right.
And
Or like have to come back and make 2 trips.
yeah, and my theory is that this other car went around the corner and then like heard the engine go off and heard nothing else happen. And so then they came back. Because as we're talking about this, they circle around again and they come right next to our car and they stop in the middle of the road next to our car. And I grabbed the keys and they opened the door and they're one step away from touching our car, right? Their driver's side door is by our trunk. And I grabbed the keys and they opened the door and Ricardo was like, yeah, like drive away. And so I did. So I have like in real life, I guess I'd fight to survive.
Yeah, well, because like you've
Or
been
at
in
least
extreme
run.
scenarios, not that like either that we know of were life threatening. They were just like scary and you felt endangered.
Mm-hmm.
And like, you did fight in those, like
Yeah.
we didn't know if death was imminent or not, but like the attempt was made to like get ourselves to safety or like
Yeah.
to get you and your boyfriend to safety.
Right. And so, okay, I have a question for you. Is
Please.
there any scenario ever in the world that you could see yourself giving up?
I'm just not built that way. I don't know. Like
Do you
maybe
think
if
it
it were
takes like
genuinely
more
like
courage to be like, okay.
maybe it was like genuinely if I were like the last, human on Earth, or I thought that I was, like I was not able to contact anyone else or like,
Mm-hmm.
get in contact or there was, no sign of
Yeah.
any living thing or being, then like maybe at that point I would just be like, yeah, okay, well, like what do I have to live for at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Because like we live for other people. I mean, like we live for ourselves, right? But part of like what makes human life. Human life is the fact that we all interact with each other and like the connections we have to each other. But at the end of it, if it were like just me, I'd lost everyone that I'd ever known and loved, or at that point, like had assumed that I did. I wouldn't really have a lot like encouraging me to keep going, like that'd be a really lonely and isolating existence.
You just painted a picture that was really sad and dark, Ashley. What kind of jokes am I supposed to make about that? That's okay. Yeah, that's fair. I would also, in that scenario, I guess if you're the last one standing, then I gave up already. but
yeah, well, you can only keep alive someone who doesn't want to be alive for so long.
I want to be alive.
Okay, good. I want you to be.
For the most part. Yeah, no, I also like watch shows like Breaking Bad and Ozark, and I'm constantly like, why would you say that? Why would you do that? They're gonna kill you now, So right. I guess if we had to come to like a nice conclusion on this episode of Fight Night, it would be that maybe I'll fight to survive.
Given the right scenario, you would choose to live, but you have to have the most perfect conglomeration of happenstances. Otherwise, you're just giving up.
Listen, it's sad, but no, and also, okay, I was trying to decide if your survival being based on my survival changes my mind. Also, did I say, I forgot this earlier when we were talking about the Hunger Games, but I watched the Hunger Games and I saw Clove throwing those knives and I was like, I need to learn that. I need to learn that shit.
Excellent. Okay, so learn how to throw knives. So, in the future,
no one can get me.
If society falls, you'll at least have that. And then, you'll be a little more motivated because you're like, oh no, guys, I know how to throw knives. I can save us.
So, so our solution here, by the way, I'll never stop being like, just die, because I think it's funny and you get so upset. But the solution for
like I said, so you do things out of spite. It keeps you going.
It's a good motivator. Have you tried it? You still bite Gabe out of spite. Am I wrong?
Often. Yes, I do.
And it makes it feel better than biting anybody else because that extra layer is there. I don't know how regularly you bite people, but
to be fair, he is the only person I have like openly bitten since I was probably like 4. So
okay, it might have been spiteful when you were 4 too. Anyway.
No, that's fair. It was when my parents dropped me off at nursery and church. I would bite any of the other kids who like came for my blocks. Like I would get the blocks out every time, and then other kids would want to come play with the blocks, and I would bite them, because like, no, those were mine, my blocks.
That's so funny.
My mom had to come in and sit with me to make sure I didn't bite other kids.
I'm glad that we met after you learned different conflict resolution, because Ashley did not like me at first when we met people. She was like,
but I love you now.
I know. This is so cute. But I'm glad we worked that one out. Sans biting. It's good for both of us, I think.
I was real tempted, let me tell you.
But no, what was I going to say? Oh, I was trying to decide if your survival, depending on mine, changes my mind. And I guess maybe a little it does.
Okay, I like that.
So, yeah, it's different if people are like if we're in an annihilation scenario, right?
Right.
Which, for the record, I would not want to be caught by that bear. But the second I'm caught by that bear, it's kind of like, okay, game over, like KO.
Okay. We're done.
You're done. But it's a different situation if you have people depending on you,
Right.
So I guess I'll stay alive if you really need me to.
Well, yeah, I do really need you to, because like, who else is gonna make jokes with me in the apocalypse?
That's very fair.
Like everyone needs that friend where like they're gonna joke with them. And here's the thing, I fully believe that like my siblings are the type where like they would, but they wouldn't be able to make the jokes you and I would.
Yeah, no, we're definitely like the funniest people to each other.
And that's what makes it work.
Okay. So, and if we're surviving together versus me just surviving alone, I prefer that.
Okay, good.
If I'm just surviving alone, I'm probably like, what is the point? Right. But if I'm surviving with Ashley, then I'm like, okay, let's fight this fucking zombie so that we can go watch our pirated videos of The Office on our rusty DVD player from 2008 that we stole from my grandma before she was murdered by zombies.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is beautiful.
Yeah. In an ideal world, that's how the zombie apocalypse would go.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Okay, I like this plan. Like I would have a little more to live for if we had pirated episodes of The
Of The
Office.
Office. Hell yeah. I need to start working on that. Like all the Doomsday Prepper episodes where they're like
Oh
so
yeah.
wild and crazy about it. That's going to be my Doomsday Prep, is that I'm going to start pirating. You heard it here first, folks. I admit
Beautiful.
to a lot of crimes on this channel so far. Here's the next one.
Pirating.
I'm preparing, okay?
No, I think if it's, like, I feel like that would be an argument that would hold up in court, right? Like, no, officer, you don't understand. I'm not doing it. Like, I'm not currently profiting off of the pirated
Your Honor, my client still pays for
episode.
Peacock.
Yeah, like it's in preparation. Like, I'm not doing it now. I'll do it in the future when this law won't even apply anymore.
Because you'll be dead,
Yeah.
Ossifer from zombies.
Yeah, and the court system's gone. At least they are in every apocalyptic scenario. Like, you never see someone go to court in a zombie movie. Like, like no one
That's
gets
very
arrested.
true. Wow, true words have never been spoken.
Not out here getting subpoenas or court papers or whatever.
I had a question for you that I forgot. Fuck.
Oh no.
What was it? Oh no! What were we talking about just now? Help me. Refresh my memory.
Okay,
The Office.
we were
and
talking about pirating, yeah, and The
Yeah.
Office
Have you
and
seen
doomsday
these?
preparations and your grant. What is that?
It's a mini Triceratops.
Oh my gosh, he's so cute. I love him.
Thank you, me too. I have like 20. I have a herd.
Uh,
Oh, I remembered my question. How do you feel about anarchy?
oh,
Because that, if you don't agree with me, I'm kind of an anarchist, so that could be our next fight night.
oh, okay. As a political science major,
Yeah.
I don't believe that anarchy is inherently good or productive. But I do think you're more of a realist in the way that you view the world, and just in terms of like everything is anarchy and it's like up to us, essentially to like hold power, and you can't necessarily put trust in others or
Mhm.
like into other governments around you. So
Interesting. Looks like we found our next topic.
beautiful, beautiful.
Let's film that soon because I'm gonna try and have these out every other Friday.
Okay, beautiful.
So you heard it here first. Next week we're talking about anarchy. I think it'd be fun if we could do a test during the episode of our moral alignments.
Oh,
See how
okay.
that plays into it.
I like that actually. I like that a lot.
Um, but yeah, so we'll do that next time in a couple weeks. But as for today's topic, we're going to wrap it up with a nice little bow and say that Ashley and I fuel each other's will to live, okay?
Yes.
Ashley would be obviously despondent if I let the zombies get me. And
True.
knowing that does influence my opinion on this topic.
Perfect.
But
Perfect.
I will continue to pester you with this person should maybe just give up now when we're watching movies. Because it's fun.
I love
Like
that.
in Nope. Nope was one, I think.
Okay,
Where like
yeah.
there's this huge alien over you. Just get some alien.
Yeah, but the scene where like the people are being like digested. No.
Oh, pretty horrifying.
That was
Have you
horrifying.
seen-
I would
have
do
you seen
everything
the-
in my power to avoid that fate. Like absolutely.
That's fair. That's really fair. Have you seen those memes that's like, this is my vagina? Did you know that vaginas can literally disintegrate ants? The pH levels?
How do we know this?
Think about that next time you watch Nope.
Who put ants in their coochie?
No, it was for science, okay?
Did you do that?
No! You know how scared I am of bugs? I thought there was an ant on my bed earlier and I almost screamed.
Babe, how do we know?
I don't know. I think it was on Reddit or something.
Reddit.
Where everything
Very
goes to die.
reliable.
Reddit
is kind of scary, I don't really know how Reddit works, but I'm scared. Every time I go on there, I'm like, I don't know.
Boomer opinion.
Don't be mean to me.
Don't be mean to me during fight night. That's what this podcast is for. You want to say something mean in return about my lack of survival instinct to close out the episode? You be mean, Ashley. You have permission.
Most people would say that they have a self-preservation instinct. I would not say that about Natalie. Personally.
Daggers to the heart, Ashley.
There's none.
That's heartbreaking. And very true.
She wanted to go on a wet ride at Disney parks at nighttime when it was like 50 something degrees.
50? Yeah. And then we just go home.
At night, 50 degrees in the sun versus 50 degrees in the dark. Two
Yeah.
wildly different temperatures. Okay, 50 degrees in the sun, fine. I'm from Utah.
That's
50
fair.
degrees in the sun is like shorts weather. Okay. 50 degrees in the dark and you're wet and it's cold. No.
Does this
No.
mean I have permission to do the fucking ALS challenge on you next time you're in 50-degree weather in shorts?
Go for it. Only in the sun,
Okay.
though. Only in the sun.
All right. I'm gonna keep an eye on my weather app for the
Okay.
perfect time. I'm gonna text Gabe.
Okay.
We're gonna get you when you least expect it.
Okay.
I'm gonna get you when you least. He's not gonna be that involved because I doubt he wants to upset you right after your engagement. But
He you'd be surprised. He likes mildly upsetting me, but only so that he can be like, no, babe, let me comfort you.
what a ruse. What a guy.
It really is. It really is.
Well, thank y'all for tuning into tonight's Fight Night.
And
We have talked about so much today, but the most important thing to take away is that Ashley wants you to take care of your nails, and
do
I would be
them.
a really hot career in the Hunger Games. And also I'd seduce zombies in an apocalypse. And that's we learned, really important things about ourselves today. So
the two most important things. But
Yes.
also mostly just that I love Natalie with my whole heart.
I love you too. We'll see you next week. Stay mad. Stay violent.
Stay mad.
Catch you on the flippity flip.
Thanks again for listening to Fight Night. I'm Chipper Nat. You can find us every other week on all of the podcast platforms or on my YouTube channel. Stay mad.